why most football players fail and how to guarantee your success. And I know y'all seen that stat where it's like 1.6% of athletes that are playing college football go pro, and that's like super low, but there's a reason for that. And I feel like the short answer to why like so many athletes dream to go pro but they end up failing and not going pro is really, the short answer is a lack of structure. Not just a lack of structure in your mind and a lack of structure in your training. Okay, I'm gonna hop straight into it. I mean, some common mindset mistakes that lead some football players to fail is them comparing themselves to other people, saying, "Oh, they got better genetics than me. I don't have good genetics like they do. They were born with it. Everything comes so easy to them." And while like there are some cases where that's true, but if you're doing that and that's like something you do all the time, bro, you will never see your full potential if you just sit back and then blame genetics and never actually put your best foot forward. You will never see your potential doing that, okay? Yeah, there's some people out here that it's way easier for them to do stuff. I know y'all saw Jamar Chase say he eats like McGriddles, and then DK Metcalf say he eats Skittles. But the thing is, they have always been playing football. They've always been doing something, okay? Always. And you can probably do the same thing as them, but you won't look like them. So you got to give a little effort in your nutrition and stuff. And when it comes to comparing your genetics, you might be selling yourself short. Like you might be thinking that your genetics aren't that good. In reality, like you have a fully functioning body. The problem with blaming genetics as a reason why you're not as good as you think is just, that's an excuse, really. Because I used to do the same thing, but I did the same thing, but I realized that that's not helping me and I need to stop doing that. So I just focused on just putting the work in, keep on putting the work in, and knowing that if I have to work harder, I have to work harder to get what I want. That's what I do now. And I realized that whenever I look in the mirror, I'm like, maybe, you know what? Maybe I do got some good genetics. Maybe I am genetically gifted. And so now that's what I tell myself. I don't say, "Oh, he has way better genetics than me," all that. Nah, now I realize that since I've put the work in over years, and I've been through what I've been through, and I still perform the way I perform, you might come to find out, you're like, okay, maybe I do got some good genetics. And that's what I found out. Don't blame your genetics. Just put your best foot forward, and you really don't know how capable you are at something. Some things you think you're not capable of doing, you are actually very capable of doing. You just got to think right. You got to believe in yourself. Okay, and another thing is comparison. That kind of stems off of genetics. Comparison, but bro, the problem with comparison, whenever you're looking at another player and why some football players fail, is that, bro, you have lived a completely different life than the person you're comparing yourself to. You grew up completely different in a different household with different experiences and different genetics. So it's impossible to compare yourself to them. Because just imagine the amount of things that they've done and the amount of things that you've done and how different they can be. You'll never find peace by always looking at the next man and comparing you to him. There's a saying that says comparison is a thief of joy, and some people don't believe in that, but I really believe in that. Because when I used to do the same, like I just said about the genetics, I used to do the same thing, just comparing myself. I would look at other people that are better than me and I would feel down about myself. But like I've lived a completely different life, and I learned that, like, say you see somebody that's way quicker than you. He's way quicker than you. They're at the same age, and you're like, bro, it has to be genetics. But the thing about like that is, like after you reach like, I forgot what age it is, 7 or 10, if you can only get 10% faster, like lateral quickness, you can only get 10% faster going lateral after that age of 7 to 10, after you reach that age. So that means like When we're young, we need to be playing as much as we can. And maybe you weren't playing as much as you can. And that can be a reason why somebody is quicker than you. Now that you know that like fact, that shouldn't be another excuse to put on yourself. That should just be like, okay, what can I do now to get better? Since I doubt you're 7 years old watching this video, but like, what can I do now? You can still get quicker. You can still get more athletic. A lot of the football players that fail, they have limited beliefs, and you need to free all of that. You need to have a mind of your own, and that's the next talking point. Another reason why people fail is you don't have a mind of your own. You look at like what society believes everyone should do. That's what you believe everyone should do. What the main thing that people talk about is what you talk about. How other people talk about certain things is how you talk about certain things and how you view certain things. Bro, that's not the way to live life. It's not. You have to have a mind of your own, and developing your own beliefs, your own morals. I'm telling you, that is such a freeing thing to do, because you start to live a life that you want. Okay? And you start to develop like an image of yourself that you don't compare yourself to others. The way to do this is to get out a piece of paper, and I say this all the time in multiple of my videos. Get out a piece of paper and write down your goals, and write them down in a present tense. All your life goals, write them down and say it every day, 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, evening, in the present tense. Say that, and that'll develop. It's crazy how things work. That'll develop how, like, you'll start to think how your dream self-image thinks by saying the things you have, the things you want, saying that you have them. Like, it's so much more like quantum physics and so much things you can do. I'm just trying to simplify it for you. Like, I'm not trying to get all into the science stuff, okay? Because I do these things and it changed my life. Another thing that is a reason why most football players fail and they don't achieve their dreams is they believe everything they see on the internet, okay? They'll see their favorite football player, favorite whatever. They'll see their favorite athlete go and do some weird drill that just looks cool for social media. In reality, that's not what they did to get to their level. They just do that because it's cool. It looks cool, or it looks challenging, or it'll get clicks. But a lot of the stuff you see on social media, a lot of the things you hear without any type of context is not good for you if you just start doing it blindly. Like, if you do some route running, some weird route running drills you see people do on the internet because you think it's cool, bro, it might be hurting you more than helping you. It could be reinforcing some bad movement patterns, and then if you constantly do that drill over and over and over, you're gonna get hurt by the way you move your body, because you're constantly doing something that's not healthy. So everything you see on social media, take it with a grain of salt. Like, look at it, be like, see what it is, like, acknowledge it, but don't think there's one drill, or don't think it'll like change your game drastically from here to tomorrow. That's not how training works. And another thing that why people fail, they think more is better. And I'm a victim of this. I used to always push myself so hard. 6 days a week, multiple times a day, I'm lifting and I'm running routes. Bro, your body can only handle so much when you do stuff like that. I did those things, and I tore my ACL and meniscus twice by doing those things, by running myself into the ground, by pushing myself too hard. And more is not better. More is more. More equals more, not more equals better. That's not how it works. It's quality over quantity. Do quality work with quality rest. That's how you get better. Run your sprints full intensity, take 5 minutes rest. It's not run hill sprints, not run 20 hill sprints back to back to back with low rest. No, that's not how you get faster. That's not how you get explosive. Okay, that's just how you tire out your body. I mean, like, you hear quotes on Instagram, on YouTube by some coaches saying you gotta be a dog and you gotta keep on going no matter what. You gotta push through the pain. And in some instances, yeah, you do. In the games, yeah, you gotta push through it. But if you're practicing, if you're training, you don't need to be pushing through the pain. If something's hurting you and it's painful, you need to like find a physical therapist or understand the reason why. It's only gonna get worse if you keep pushing through it. You gotta know when to rest, know when to chill, and you gotta learn how your body reacts to things. So more is not better. Better quality is better. There's a strength and conditioning coach. His name is Mark Asanovich. Look up his stuff on YouTube. There's videos of him talking about strength and conditioning, and he says he would rather undertrain an athlete than overtrain an athlete. And to some of you hearing that, you're probably like, what? But this is an NFL strength and conditioning coach that's saying this, because his whole thing is Olympic lifts have no correlation to how good you play on the field. The best thing you can do to get better at playing on the field is play on the field more. The best thing you can do to build skill, if you want to get better at route running, is route running against a live defender with somebody throwing you the ball. That's the best thing you can do. Olympic lifts, squats, deadlifts, hang cleans, they mess up your movement patterns. And it's not healthy for your joints at all. That's my next talking point, is being unaware of your movement patterns. A lot of people don't know about this, and I really want this word to get out more so athletes can stop getting injured and forced to quit. And it's called GOATA, greatest of all time actions. If you've never been hurt before, you probably don't even care what I'm about to say. But if you have been hurt before, look up GOATA, listen to some podcasts about them. I can probably leave some in the description. But their whole thing is that the way you move your body is very crucial to your injuries. That everybody that you see tearing their ACL when it's non-contact, when nobody touches them, or their Achilles or stuff like that, it's always because their inside ankle bone goes low and their knee collapse, and it looks like that every time. And they have science back evidence, they have film back evidence. They literally pull out film and show you. And so be aware of your movement patterns. Understand if you have healthy movement patterns. If you don't and you want to learn more, bro, go do your research on GOATA. And I have a Becoming Aesthetic and Athletic course, and it has a free injury prevention guide. Or if you just want to DM me, I can send you an injury prevention guide that you can do just to be more aware of your movement patterns and to develop healthy ones so you don't get these non-contact injuries and don't waste years off of your football journey, because it's rough. And so those are like the little training pitfalls to avoid: the more is better myth, doing everything you see on social media, and being unaware of your movement patterns. Those are that. But let's talk about the success principles of the athletes that do make it pro and that do achieve their dreams. And here's some tangible things that you can do to get better with some action steps. I have a video on the foundations. Y'all, like, people really like that video. It's called Stop Being Average, seven rules elite athletes follow. I think that's what it's called. But go look at that video, and that's really the foundation mindset you should have if you want to really take football serious and really become a professional athlete. Go watch that video that I have on my channel. And here are some other things that you can pair with those foundations. And a good little rule that you can do whenever you're training to make sure you're constantly progressing in a safe way is the 10% rule. This is going to make sure that you're doing more over time and you're building skill over time, but it's not too fast or too slow. It's just the right amount, and it's like slow, 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 slow. Instead of right here, you can go right here, and then, but something's going to happen. It's going to fall off, okay? It's basically progressive overload if you lift weights. So like if you lift weights, progressive overload is just you bench 100 pounds this week, and next week you'll do 105 pounds. Then the week after you do 110, okay? The 10% rule is basically the same thing, but you can use it for like the amount of jumps you do, the amount of footballs you catch. You can do this to make sure you're constantly progressing over time in a safe amount, because I don't want you to go 50%, like go right here and then go 50%, because then it can drop down just like that. We want to be professional athletes and we want to go so fast, but it takes years to make it to the NFL. You gotta ball out in high school and you gotta ball out in college. That's what, 8 years? It takes a long time. So if you're constantly progressing 10% every week from your freshman year to your senior year in college, bro, you're gonna be nice, okay? You're gonna be nice. And another thing that you can do, another success principle that you can add into your life is immersing yourself in the process. You'll know if it's really meant for you if it's so easy just to spend all of your time playing your sport, all of your time watching highlights of your sport, watching film of your sport. Immerse yourself in it. It's so easy to go out and just catch football because it's just fun to you. Like you can throw the football with your friends all day, and it's really immersing yourself in it. That's what Atomic Habits, the book that we all hear about, that you probably heard about, that's what it's all about. And it's really whatever you want to be successful at, it's just like you finding a way to do it where it's fun. So like you're going to the store, you're going to school, and you're just tossing a football to yourself. Or if you play basketball, you're just dribbling a basketball to the school, finding ways to make it more fun and to make it easily accessible. So immerse yourself in the process. Really, like be a student of the game. Always try to learn something. If it's easy for you to learn and it's easy for you to do, it's meant for you, okay? Sorry, y'all. I had to leave and I had to leave and go work out and come back to finish this video. But what I was saying is simplify your journey, because a lot of people that you see on the internet, there's a whole lot of information coming at you. There's people telling you what to do. There's people telling you what not to do. And sometimes some person's telling you, oh, you should do this. And then you hear somebody tell you, oh, you shouldn't do that. But you need to do your own research and dive in and do your own research. See, what I do with the mentorship program that I try to teach y'all is I try to make everything so simple, because when I was in high school, everything just felt like, bro, what do I even do? Because like on this side is this, on this side is this. Like, I don't even know what to do. So I really put together a mentorship program and all these other courses that I have for you. And I tried to just make it simple for you, because like we do this because we play the sport because we have a passion for it. And whenever things start to jumble up in your head and get complicated, it starts to like take the fun away. It starts to feel like we have to do that rather than we want to do this. Simplify this journey. And that's what I do in my course, in my mentorship program. I have a mentorship program on how to become aesthetic and athletic. I show you my journey in that I've had to change my body multiple times and I have multiple different transformations. And I show you my progress and I show you what I did to transform my body, and while still becoming athletic and while still like being explosive on the field and getting more explosive and jumping higher and running faster. If you want to check that out, check that out. I also have a program to where you learn how to reprogram your mind. And it's all these things I'm teaching you is the things I did. I didn't just grab these things off the internet. It's all the methods I used and I've learned to help get where I'm at. Because right now my mindset is so peaceful. But whenever it's time for me to go work out or go compete, bro, I bring it. I bring it. And I haven't always been like this. I used to overthink in school. I used to like want to talk to like a girl, and then I'll just overthink about like, oh, I don't even know what to say. Oh my gosh. And then I'll go up, talk to her, and it'll just be bad. I'm sure y'all have moments like that. If you struggle with overthinking, or just worrying, or you don't believe in yourself, that reprogramming your mindset, that little course I made, that will help you so much. And I know like it sounds like I'm trying to sell you on it, but I'm just trying to help you, because I had to go find all of this myself. I had to go do all the research myself, and I just want to make it easier for y'all, because man, there's so much things Like, I wish I had what I'm doing right now. I wish I had somebody doing that for me. I'm trying to help y'all and make y'all's life easier. So simplify your journey, make it easy. Don't overcomplicate it, and you'll just operate in a flow state way easier, okay? And another thing that I never did, but once I started doing, it really it made things so much easier, was have help outside of you. I know sometimes we feel like, oh, we want to do this by ourselves and we want to be like the lone wolf and all that, which is fine. Like, if you can go to the gym, like some people can't go to the gym on a consistent basis and just work out by themselves. Some people can't do that. And if you can do that, man, you're ahead of a lot of you're ahead of a lot of people. Some people need like a friend to go work out with, a trainer. But if you can already do that by yourself, man, you're good. And so that's how I used to be. I used to always work out by myself and not care if I never thought I needed a trainer because I was always doing my stuff myself. But once I started getting a trainer, that makes it easier. Like, all you do is focus on the work you need to do. Okay. And I mean, that's why I have this mentorship program to help y'all, to help y'all. And I'm there for y'all. And all y'all got to do is focus on the work. And that's the best thing you could want to do as an athlete, because the more things that are in your head, the slower you go, the slower you play. And we don't want you to play slow. We don't want to play slow. We want to be explosive. So that's what I'm trying to help y'all do. I just don't wish what I've been through on my worst enemy. I really don't. Because the things that I've been through are so unnecessary. Like, there's people in college right now that it's been so smooth for them because everything has can't come natural to them. But for people like us, some things just don't come natural. Some things do, but not everything doesn't come natural to us, okay? Those are 3 things. Those are your mistakes with your mindset, the pitfalls that you need to avoid when training, and some success principles. That's all that. Now here's some action steps you can use to change your life in this video. You can do this today. First thing is create your own life narrative. That's been the big thing I've learned this year. Whatever society says about anything, they have way different experiences from you, way different. And what I always say, write down your self-image. And I said that earlier in this video. Bro, once you write that down and you embody that, you won't think like you're like how you think now. Like, if you say what your ideal self-image is and you believe that you are that self-image, a couple months from now, you won't be thinking the same. You'll be thinking as if you are your ideal self-image, not as like just a regular dude in society. Because a lot of times when you talk to people, it's not them talking. It's what the news said. It's what they heard from other people's conversations. It's not their true authentic self. So find your true authentic self and think like that and bring it out in the world, and don't be scared to do it, okay? Okay, that's one thing you can do. And another thing you can do to get better at football, to make sure you don't fail, is to emphasize your skill. Get better at playing football, okay? If you're a receiver, get good at those top of the routes. If you're a DB, get good at breaking on the routes. Master the basics. Emphasize skill development way over back squats, deadlifts. I know too many dudes that were the swollest dude on the field that played middle linebacker, but they weren't like that on the field. That people like me that are skinny can easily just get by them. Don't be a weight room warrior. Hit that field and be a master on that field. We're football players, okay? Another thing, track yourself. Film your workouts. Track your weights that you do. Track your speeds that you do. Look at every movement. This is what I mean by immerse yourself in the game. Track yourself. Okay? That'll help you a lot, because then once you look at yourself, you know what you need to focus on. And then another thing, increase your knowledge of the game. Always be watching film. What I say about immerse yourself in the game, another thing. Watch film, study coverages, offense or defense. Look at formations. Look at what people do on downs and distances. Look at tendencies that they do. Do they shake their fingers? What do they do? Like, find out who your competition is and study them. Be crazy about it. Everything you do in this off season, or everything you do to work out to get better, to benefit you playing on that field, All of it is just to beat that one person right in front of you. Just to beat that one person right in front of you. That's all it is. Okay, so whenever it comes to studying your opponents, be crazy about it. Study that dude. Look at his social media, bro. I'm telling you. Like, you gotta be crazy. You know, like NFL players, they're crazy. They're crazy. And you gotta be crazy, okay? And then the last thing I want to talk to you about is that by doing all of these things that I'm telling you to do and doing them on a consistent basis, the discipline you'll build and the accountability you'll build will carry you to wherever you want to go. Okay, this is all creating structure in your life. You create your structure in your life, and your structure will naturally just increase your discipline and accountability. You just got to show up every day. And no matter how you feel mentally, like exhausted, tired, if it's time for you to work out and you don't feel like it, but you still go, that discipline, that accountability that you build is so rare nowadays. It's so rare. People can't do it nowadays. And you probably walk outside, you go to the store one day, I guarantee you don't see a lot of people that are ripped with abs, or you don't see too many fine girls that you see on Instagram and in grocery stores. You might see a couple, but it's rare, okay? Because people don't have discipline. People don't hold themselves accountable, but you do. Pride yourself on that, and just that alone, that should make you believe in yourself even more. And remember, ask yourself right now, in this moment right here, right now, what type of man do you want to be?